Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel, BNB, CBS Gossip 24. As soon as Bridget revealed the findings of the DNA test, Luna fled spoilers for the bold and the beautiful. Bridget stood behind a small table. On it lay the sealed envelope containing the DNA test results, and beneath it Bridget's own trembling fingers. She had been dreading this moment, knowing that whatever she said next would shatter lives. Luna, Bridget began, voice soft but firm. I know this is hard. I've double-checked everything. The lab confirmed this is incontrovertible. She paused, collecting herself. Well, Spencer is not the biological father of your child. A stunned silence followed. Luna's eyes widened, her lips parted, but no sound came out. Will's face drained of color. Katie gasped. Electra stared between Bridget and Luna with shock. Bill rubbed his temples, as though trying to block out the words. For a moment, the world seemed to stop. Then Luna's body jolted forward as though struck. She lurched out of her chair. That's a lie. She whispered hoarse. Her voice trembled. That can't be right. Bridget shook her head. I'm sorry, Luna, but the test is conclusive. Luna's gaze darted to Will you? How can that be? I know it's yours. I felt it. I know you are the father. Will opened his mouth to say something, but Katie put a hand on his arm, gently restraining him. Electra, tears pooling in her eyes, looked at Luna. Luna, are you okay? Luna's breath hitched. She looked around, every face turning toward her. The weight in her chest felt crushing. She closed her eyes, struggling to steady herself. Then, as though propelled by trauma, she lunged toward the door. No one stopped her in time. Luna flees. The moment the door slammed behind Luna, the room erupted into chaos. Will shouted, leaping up from his chair. Bill cussed under his breath. Katie gasped, covering her mouth. Bridget, frozen, stared at the empty doorway. Electra bolted upright. Will dashed toward the entrance, but Katie blocked him. You can't chase after her right now. She said urgently she needs space, but Will shook her off. No, I have to. Bill strode forward, placing a commanding hand on Will's shoulder. Stop. Let her go. We'll find her. Bridget sank onto the couch, head in her hands, fighting a wave of guilt. Electra knelt by the table where the envelope had been, tears rolling down in the hallway. Luna's footsteps faded quickly. She ran, breath ragged, heart pounding, until she reached the stairway and bolted down to the front door into the driveway, across the manicured lawn. She fled into the dusk. Outside, in the gloom, Luna raced through the garden, her heels abandoned somewhere along the path. She ran barefoot over grass, stumbling, tears blurring precious vision. She didn't care where she went. She just needed to put distance between herself and that room and those faces. She rounded the corner of the house and dashed down the driveway, then through the hedge, down a side walkway toward the street. The evening air was cold. She tugged at her sweater as she ran, mind reeling. Luna's thoughts tumbled like roiling water. No, this can't be true. They are wrong. They must have tampered with it. Will knows. I know he is the father. She pounded her chest as though trying to feel again the certainty she had held just moments before. Ahead the gate loomed. She pushed through, stumbling, half expecting someone to stop her, but no one blocked her way. She plunged out onto the sidewalk and kept running away from the mansion, away from Bridget's revelation, away from the eyes full of condemnation and disbelief. Her sobs burst free. She pressed a hand to her mouth so as not to cry out as she ran. She passed under streetlights, shadows, flickering cars passed by, but none slowed. She crossed into sections, blindly guided by adrenaline more than logic. Night swallowed her inside the Spencer mansion. Back in the living room, chaos reigned. Will and Bill paced. Katie fought back tears. Bridget raised her head, stunned. Electra sank against the couch. Will finally collapsed into the nearest chair, head in hands. She can't be gone already, he muttered. She can't just leave me like this. Katie moved beside him. She's hurting. Well, she needs time to process, Bill. Pace furious. We have to find her. She can't just disappear. Bridget rubbed her temples, feeling guilt like a thick cloak. I didn't want this. She whispered. Electra raised her head, slowly bruised. She believed it was your child. Well, this blows everything apart. Luna's refuge. Luna ran until her lungs burned and her legs shook. At last, she found herself in a small, quiet park beside a pond, the moonlight dancing on the water. She collapsed onto a bench, sobbing uncontrollably. Everything she had believed and felt shattered. She curled in on herself, hugging her knees. She pressed her palms into her eyes, trying to banish the memory of Bridget's announcement. Not yours, not yours. The words repeated like a cruel echo. Her mind struggled to piece together alternative possibilities. Maybe the lab made a mistake. Maybe the sample had been switched. Maybe Bill or someone else intervened. It can't be right. She clung to hope, desperate. But the tremor in her body said otherwise. She felt cold and alone. The night air bit at her skin. But she didn't care. She murmured, you'll see you'll know the truth. She stared at the rippling water, searching for answers in the reflection of the moon. She whispered to it, don't leave me. The ripples split her image. Two Lunas fragmented. Meanwhile, back at the mansion, Bridget rose from the couch. She paced agonized. Katie put a hand on her shoulder. Bridget, we have to get help. Call security. Call the police. She could be somewhere dangerous. Katie's voice was firm, though her eyes were red. Bill glowered. I'll send someone. No stone unturned, he reached for his phone. Will stood shaky. I should go after her. No, Katie said, stepping between him and the door. Not yet. We have to wait until we know where she is. Let's not push her further. Bridget's phone buzzed. She looked startled. It's Deacon. She answered. Yes. She left. Okay, I'll tell him to help. She hung up. Electra's voice cracked. She must be terrified. Bridget closed her eyes. I never meant to hurt her. I was just doing my job. She exhaled. I wish there were another way in the park. Luna's confrontation. Luna stayed crouched on the bench, numb. She took shaky breaths. Trying to calm down, the sobbing subsided into quiet, shuddering breaths. The night around her felt immense and indifferent. She thought about Will, how she pictured his face, how she believed in their connection. Now she questioned everything. She stretched her legs and stood brushing grass clippings from her jeans. She walked to the pond's edge. She stared into the water, seeing her reflection distorted. She whispered, why would I lie? Why would I risk everything? She shook her head, tears still fresh. Her phone in her pocket vibrated. She ignored it, but it buzzed again. She finally fished it out. Caller ID, unknown number. Second call was Spencer. Third, Bill Spencer. Luna's hand trembled, lowering her eyes. She didn't feel ready to answer 1,000 thoughts. What inside her should she face them? Should she escape further? Her heart pounded. She ended up leaving the phone in her pocket and turning back to the bench. Sitting again, she closed her eyes at the mansion, mounting panic. Moments felt like hours will pace in agitation. Bill barked orders into his phone. Katie comforted. Electra Bridget sat distraught, wringing her hands. Then the front door opened and Deacon Sharp entered, flanked by security guards. Bridget, Deacon exclaimed, rushing to her. Where is she? What happened? Bridget stood I revealed the results. Luna ran away. Deacon's face hardened. He turned to Will. You need to calm down. I'll have people fanning out right now. Checking the ground, the neighborhood. We'll find her. We'll clench his fists. I just want her safe. Katie stepped forward. We'll get her back. But we can't make this worse by panicking. Bill exhaled. Someone must have an idea where she might go. Bridget rubbed her forehead. She might go to someplace familiar. Childhood home. A quiet park somewhere she feels safe. She looked at Deacon. You know the city. Think where she might hide. Deacon nodded. I'll assemble teams. No one leaves until we locate Luna. Will looked at Bridget, eyes full of pain. I trusted you. Bridget nodded, tears in her eyes. I never wanted this. I swear. Back at the park, Luna sat hunched on the bench, glancing at her phone again. She considered calling someone. Well, maybe, but panic held her back. Every possible outcome seemed worse than silence. She thought of Bridget or Will's face, of Katie's look of disbelief. Her thoughts drifted to her past. Time she felt safe. Times she felt loved. Those memories felt fragile now like glass. She buried her face in her hands. Minutes passed. The night became deeper, colder. The solitude pressed in. She heard distant sounds, a siren, a car engine, muffled footsteps, but nothing came close. Finally, Luna rose shaky but determined. She needed someone to go, someone to help her understand. She would find evidence to disprove that DNA result. She would clear her name. She would make Will see she walked from the park, breathing deeply, wiping tears, steeling her resolve she would not be broken. Return to the mansion. News arrives inside. Tensions ran high. Deacon paced. Security reported nothing Will sat slumped. Bridget sobbed quietly on a couch. Katie comforting her. Electra stared at the floor. Suddenly, a guard boasted we found someone, a young woman, matching Luna's description, 2 blocks east near the Park District. In an instant, Will bolted to his feet. Where which block? Deacon grabbed his phone. X and Y streets will send a team. You come with me. Will Katie caught his arm. Be careful. Let them handle it. Will nodded. Jacked with urgency, Deacon ushered him toward the door. Bridget stumbled to follow. Electra's voice broke. Please don't do anything reckless. Within moments, a convoy of cars, guards, and Deacon will sped out into the night, heading toward Luna's location. Reunion in moonlight. Luna walked slowly, heading homeward, but cautious. She spotted headlights approaching and froze. A car pulled slightly ahead, headlights forming a bright ellipse in the road. Deacon and 2 guards jumped out Luna. Will's voice called. She toned, heart hammering. Will ran her eyes wide, face filled with desperation. Luna, are you okay? He pleaded. Luna backed away, terrified. Don't come near me, she whispered, voice shaking. Deacon stayed between them. Luna, we just want you safe. He nodded to Will, let her breathe. Luna looked at Will, ties glistened. You. Why didn't you trust me? Will swallowed. Because I believe the results. But I don't want to believe them now. Not when you're right here. She shook her head. Those results stole everything, my certainty, my faith. You all believed it so easily. Will took a slow step forward. I was blinded. But I want to believe you. Let me help you. She inhaled, voice hollow. How can you? How do you know you won't turn your back on me too? He closed his eyes, pained, because I love you, because I can't live knowing you think I abandoned you. Luna's shoulders trembled. She fought the tears. I don't know what's real anymore. Deacon cleared his throat. Maybe we should bring her back inside somewhere calm. Give us more time. Will nodded. Yes, Luna, come with us. No pressure, but we want to help you fight this. She hesitated the night. Wind tugged at her hair. She looked at Will's earnest face, at Deacon's steady presence, at the guard behind. Finally, she nodded, slowly. She walked toward Will, not quite put her hand in his, but letting him close the distance. Bridget and the others arrived at the scene. Minutes later, breathless, Bridget trembling hand. Luna flinched, then took Bridget's hand. You broke me. She whispered, you shattered me in one sentence. Bridget's tears spilled. I know I'm sorry. She swallowed hard. I wish I could take back what I said, but I don't know how it came to stand by Luna, offering a small, shaky smile. We'll find out the truth together. Luna looked at Will, then at Bridget, then back at the pavement. She exhaled. The night seemed suspended. Epilogue, the dawn of possibility. They escorted Luna back to mansion inside. The tension was thick, but softer now. She sat in a chair wrapped in a blanket. Will hovered nearby. Bridget kept glancing at her. Katie and Bill exchanged pained looks. Luna raised her head, voice quiet but firm. Bridget, well, I'm not giving up. I'll demand a second test, an independent lab. We'll prove the result is wrong. She looked at Bill. If someone tampered with it, I'll find out who. Bill's expression softened. Whatever you need, Luna, we'll back you. Bridget swallowed. I'll help you. I'll do anything to make amends. We'll squeeze Luna's hand, eyes full of resolve. We'll stand by you. I'll fight this. So the night ended fragile, but with a spark of hope. Luna's heart still ached. Trust had been broken. Truth had been questioned, but she was no longer alone. As dawn broke outside the Spencer mansion, Luna stared out the window. The world felt raw, uncertain, but she resolved she would reclaim her life. She would demand justice, and she would make those who doubted her see some truths were deeper than a test. Poppy and Luna's scheme targeting Spencer's fortune the bold and the beautiful dives into Luna Nozawa's alleged pregnancy with a Spencer heir. Luna seems determined to secure her share of the Spencer fortune, exhibiting a selfishness reminiscent of her mother. Poppy knows there are even whispers that these two might soon find themselves closer than ever. The bold and the beautiful Poppy and Luna's Spencer scheme. We're exploring the possibility of Luna enlisting the help of her mother Poppy in a scheme to gain access to the Spencer family's wealth. Currently, Luna is being kept at the Spencer mansion by Bill Spencer and Katie Logan, who are awaiting DNA test results to confirm if Bill Spencer's son, or Spencer, is indeed the father of Luna's baby. Luna, envisioning a life of luxury, marriage to Will, and raising a Spencer heir, is living in opulence. Meanwhile, Poppy harbors her own desires for a life of ease funded by Bill Spencer's money. Luna possesses what Poppy desires, but she may also require her mother's assistance for her current plan, as she lacks other allies. Will and his family are eager to see Luna face legal consequences, but a potential Spencer paternity complicates matters. Everyone, including Will Bill Spencer and Katie, is anxiously awaiting the paternity test results. Luna, however, is confident believing the baby is Will's bold and the beautiful Poppy, and Luna team up grab Spencer payday. The bold and the beautiful Poppy's Ret 1 and betrothal, while a flashback revealing Luna's sperm manipulation is a possibility. The current narrative assumes an unintentional pregnancy. Official spoilers confirm Poppy's return to B&B, which will undoubtedly shock her. Poppy had previously expressed relief at Luna's supposed death to her sister Lee Finnegan, a sentiment that horrified Lee. Lee's attempts to help Luna were met with resistance, highlighting Poppy's deep-seated desire to be rid of her daughter. It's suspected that Lee kept Poppy in the dark about Luna's recovery, possibly to test her sister's trustworthiness. Poppy's apparent joy at Luna's death likely led Lee to distance herself from Poppy, perhaps permanently. However, Poppy will soon discover Lee's deception regarding Luna's fate. Lee has been vocal about Poppy's failings as a mother, and Poppy is expected to be furious. Despite the truth in these accusations, history of schemes on B&B, Poppy's history of self-serving actions is well documented. She previously attempted to deceive Bill Spencer by claiming Luna was his child, despite knowing Finnegan was a father. Now Luna is embarking on her own Spencer-related scheme, arguably with more finesse, while Poppy resorted to outright lies. Luna's plan appears to be rooted in a genuine, albeit manipulated, pregnancy. Luna desperately needs allies, facing opposition from Katie Bill Will and the extended Spencer Forrester and Logan families. She may decide to involve Poppy, offering her a share of the anticipated Spencer fortune on Bold and the Beautiful. Despite their strained relationship, Luna has attempted reconciliation, only to be rejected by Poppy. However, with Luna's current pregnancy, Poppy might find aligning with her daughter more appealing than facing financial hardship. The Bold and the Beautiful, a desperate alliance. Luna might secure Poppy's support through financial incentives, although Luna previously implicated Poppy in the murders of Tom Starr and Hollis Hollister. A substantial offer could persuade Poppy to set aside past grievances. Luna's only other potential ally is Sheila Carter, who maintains a fragile truce with both Poppy and Lee. Sheila may offer Luna support, though her capacity might be limited due to her efforts to reconcile with Deacon Sharp. Poppy, however, has ample time to assist Luna in her schemes against the Spencers. Lee has confronted Luna at the Spencer mansion. Dean, her more malevolent than Poppy, Luna's fear of Lee's physical intervention, possibly to harm the fetus, is palpable. Despite their past animosity, Sheila and Lee are not allies. Their brief alignment fractured due to Luna's machinations. It's conceivable that Sheila, Poppy, and Luna could form an alliance. Sheila's support might stem from a desire to connect with her unborn great-grandchild, especially if her relationship with Finn and Hayes Forrester remains strained. If Deacon leaves Sheila, she may focus her affections on Luna. Poppy might even encourage Luna to move into the Spencer mansion, ostensibly to care for her pregnant daughter, thus allowing both Nozawa women to reside in luxury. It would be ironic if Luna also attempted to bring Sheila into the fold, as all three have previously resided in Bill Spencer's home. Given their shared status as town pairs, a union of Sheila, Luna, and Poppy seems plausible. Even if Deacon reconciles with Sheila, he might insist she distance herself from Luna, though Sheila could continue her secret support. Poppy could act as an intermediary, relaying information between Sheila and Luna, particularly after the baby's birth, the bold and the beautiful mother's protection, with reportedly contemplating Luna's demise before the baby's arrival, despite Katie and Lee's objections. Poppy might become a crucial bodyguard for Luna. Their shy desire for Spencer wealth could reignite their mother-daughter bond.